Robert Steele, you have some inside information that has not been spoken about yet, and this is a special report. Robert.
Well, thank you. I was thrilled that you wanted me back. This will only be a 5-minute report because it'll cover stuff that I did not know when I did that wonderful interview with you the other night. I have heard from an inside source that I absolutely trust that the false flag attack was planned by Senator John McCain, former CIA Director John Brennan, and the National Security Advisor to the President of the United States, Herbert McMaster, who is in a state of treason to the president. He is working with General Petraeus, who has not authorized access to classified information, who works for the Zionist firm KKR in New York, and they are plotting to misinform the president so that the president will order 150,000 troops into Syria. Now, to his enormous credit, CIA Director Mike Pompeo, himself the #1 graduate of his West Point class, identified this correctly as a false flag. But as best I know, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has not informed the president that this false flag, in fact, was an act of treason planned in the United States and funded by Saudi Arabia and Israel. They split the cost.
Wow. Incredible. We heard a report by Spicer earlier today, and he seemed to have had a Freudian slip. Would you like to talk about that?
The goal for both of them, the goal for the United States, is twofold. As I've stated, it's one, to make sure that we destabilize Syria, destabilize the conflict there.
Hey, look, Sean Spicer is a living, walking Freudian slip, okay? So I don't pay much attention to him. The fact of the matter is Donald Trump is surrounded by children, traitors, and miscreant incompetence, okay? He really does not have a team he can rely on. And I do want to mention that Steve Bannon shines like a brilliant light here because Bannon opposed the firing of the missiles. And oh, by the way, a third of the missiles didn't explode. So the next time Raytheon's contract comes up for negotiation, somebody should point out to Raytheon their crap doesn't work. I have a picture of one of these missiles. It was built in 2015. It's supposed to have a shelf life of 30 years. So roughly 1/3 of everything Raytheon is selling to the United States government is not working.
Wow.
This is a problem. Okay, and it's consistent with my understanding of Department of Defense across the board. There are a number of things going on here. The biggest one is that McMaster is a traitor. He should be ordered back to the Army, and I personally think the National Security Council should be closed and replaced with an Office of National Strategy. The other thing that's come out is that Jared Kushner is possibly compromised. I don't know for sure. We've talked about that, so I won't belabor that. The big news tonight is that John McCain, John Brennan, McMaster in the White House, the Saudis and the Israelis have all betrayed the American public. And of course, we have to ask ourselves, is Donald Trump now playing Israel first instead of America first?
Yeah. What can our viewers do? What can we do?
That's a good question. I think that Donald Trump doesn't hear us. You know, he was elected by 27% of the public, and he's abandoning us. Everything I'm hearing is that the alt-right no longer believes in Donald Trump. Now, I think it's premature to give up on our president. It's possible that these missiles were an act of genius. And in fact, it's very likely, this is also information, but I've seen this elsewhere. He informed the Russians and the Syrians in advance. The airbase was abandoned, and we did not hit the airfield. It's very possible that this is a pre-negotiated deal with Russia and Syria to do something, anything, to shut up the media and the neocons. And that when Rex Tillerson meets with Vladimir Putin and Putin's foreign minister in Moscow very soon, they will come up with a plan to put Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar back into a very small box. But I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
So once again, so McCain is very complicit in all of this.
Yes. In fact, McCain's trip in February is apparently what set the stage for this. And I have to tell you, McCain's not very good at keeping secrets. This has been double-checked. And we are quite certain that John McCain is in a state of treason against the United States government and the American people, of course. Dan, real quickly, rumor has it that Donald Trump is planning a Wednesday night massacre and that Reince Priebus and others will be fired. If McMaster is fired on Wednesday night, my confidence in Donald Trump will be restored. Let's end it on that.